If you blinked on Friday, Supermicro SMCI, just staged one of those late-week rebounds that makes traders spill coffee and tweet 3 different hot takes. The stock jumped roughly 11% on heavy volume, but this isn't a lone heroic sprint. It's the whole AI supply chain inhaling and exhaling at once. TSMC gave the sector oxygen, options expiration handed the market a match, and SMCI's story, equal parts hardware hustle and financial drama, made for a dramatic comeback. The Friday pop, what actually happened? On Friday, January 16th, markets then closed for the Martin Luther King holiday. Supermicro surged about 11%, closing at roughly $32.64, after trading between $29.62 and $32.97 during the session. Volume was eye-popping, roughly 77 to 79 million shares changed hands, which is several multiples above its average trading levels. That kind of volume tells you this was not a sleepy pop, it was a real rotation of capital into SMCI. Big price move plus big volume equals attention. It's the stock market equivalent of a stadium eruption. You know something emotional just happened. The trigger, TSMC's AI stamp of approval. Why did the chip equipment and server world collectively lurch higher? The proximate cause was Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, the world's premier foundry for advanced AI chips, reporting a blowout quarter and signaling much larger demand for 2026. TSMC revised up its capital expenditure plans, now in the eye-watering tens of billions for 2026, and management told investors they expect an enormous revenue jump next year. That's bullish for anyone in the AI supply chain. More wafers ordered means more chips for accelerators, which means hyperscalers will order more racks, and that is SMCI's wheelhouse. TSMC is like the farm that grows all the rare ingredients for the AI banquet. If the farm says it's planting more acres next year, the food processors, chip designers, equipment makers, server assemblers, suddenly look a lot more valuable. Market context, holidays, options expiration, and the calm before the storm. Markets were closed Monday for the federal holiday, placing extra importance on what happens when the tape reopens on Tuesday, and Friday came right before a monthly options expiration, which often concentrates trading and can amplify moves. Dealers hedging flows unwind and index call sellers roll off positions. This can unshackle volatility and allow stock-specific moves to express themselves more freely. Also, the S&P was trading near record highs, within striking distance of 7,000, which kept broader indices relatively calm while sector themes, like chipmakers and AI suppliers, did the heavy lifting. Think of options expiration like many people simultaneously removing sandbags from a riverbank. Once they're gone, water can rush and carve new channels. Stocks with momentum can surge when those sandbags are lifted. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me, or hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Why Supermicro? From racks to relevance. Supermicro sells servers and fully integrated rack systems that sit inside data centers, the literal boxes where AI workloads run. In a scenario where TSMC's customers, chip designers and hyperscalers, are ordering at scale, the downstream beneficiaries include server integrators that assemble and deliver the physical systems to run those chips. SMCI is often the assembler of choice for companies that want customizable, high-power racks optimized for GPU clusters and specialized accelerators. So when the market got a green light from TSMC, traders naturally looked at SMCI as one of the companies that stands to see order growth after the chips are produced. If AI chips are the engine, Supermicro sells many of the trailers, chassis, and fuel lines that let those engines run continuously at hyperscale. The technicals, big volume equals attention, gaps equals targets. You don't just read price action, you read the level of involvement. A double-digit move on nearly 80 million shares flips a stock from quiet small cap to market conversation in a single day. Traders read this as an information-dense event. Big buyers showed up and moved the stock materially. That makes the levels around the session's high meaningful short-term resistance, and the lows of the day potential support if follow-through occurs next week. Imagine a quiet street suddenly crowded by a roaring parade. The parade's route becomes the new roadmap for traffic. People adjust. Likewise, heavy volume creates a new reference point for market participants. The narrative tug-of-war, optimism versus fragility. The weekend reaction and the Friday pop don't mean SMCI is out of the woods. It's more accurate to say the market is retesting optimism against a stack of known concerns. There are two coexisting threads. The bull case, the oxygen AI demand is real. TSMC's guidance suggests sustained orders in 2026, and companies that assemble racks and deliver purpose-built servers, hello, SMCI, should see order flow pickup. If chips continue shipping, Supermicro's backlog can convert into revenue. The bear case, the gravity the company has had recent delivery delays, margin compression, and watchdog flags about internal controls in the past, all of which can make scaling harder and make investor confidence fragile. Past quarters have shown SMCI missing estimates and pulling some revenue forward or backward based on delivery timing. If orders are delayed or margins continue to erode, the stock's upside is capped by execution risk. The market is like a jury. The prosecutor, risk headlines, and the defense, AI demand data, are both presenting exhibits. The jury can convict, sell the stock, or acquit, bid it higher, depending on the strength of the evidence and the credibility of witnesses. Let me put this in a picture you can see in your head. Imagine the AI industry as a world tour for a massively hyped band. TSMC is the tour promoter who books stadiums. They've just told the world they've sold more stadium dates. Higher capex equals more shows. Chip designers are the bands that need the stages. Supermicro is the crew that builds the stages, runs power to the lights, and rigs the sound systems. If the promoter confirms more dates, the crew gets busier. They book hotels, hire more electricians, and deliver more stages. But if the crew keeps missing delivery windows or the sound rigs underperform, venue owners stop booking them, even if the tour still exists. That's exactly the split SMCI faces: more shows available if it executes, but warning lights if it can't deliver in time or on budget. Note this as well. Do you want peace at heart? John 1:29 tells us that, the next day John seeth Jesus coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 7. I appeal to you to fear God and obey his law. For his commandments are sure and his word everlasting. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful information. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Wait, watch and pray. See you in the next video according to God's will.